If you had the choice to be able to write with both hands rather than one, you might think this would also make your brain work faster. This is the premise sold by companies over the world who sell brain training activities, promising becoming ambidextrous might also make people faster at arithmetic or even better at exams. But experts have said the reality is much more complicated than that, and evidence suggests there is no link between ambidexterity and brain function. Whether ambidexterity is linked to an increase in brain power is a complicated question, but experts told the simple answer is training people to become ambidextrous is unlikely to be of much benefit. Handedness, a preference for using one hand over another, remains one of the biggest mysteries in neuroscience. The way the brain works is fundamentally connected with hemispheric bias, the way different functions are associated with the left or right side of the brain. Some scientists believe the choice to use the left hand over the right is influenced by the way this hemispheric bias developed in the womb when the fundamental structures of the brain were first formed. Whether someone is right or left-handed has some relation to genetics, but this exact relationship is unclear. There is certainly a genetic factor, Dr. Giovanni Sola, a psychologist from the University of Liverpool, told. However, it seems that when there is not a definite genetic pattern, the exposure to the environment is influential. There is also the fact most computers, scissors and knives, for example, are designed for right-handed people. That's the reason why left-handers tend to be less lateralized. They live in a world designed for right-handers, Dr. Sola said. Thus they have to use their right hand much more than right-handers have to use their left hand, regardless of whether someone was born right or left-handed. Another question surrounds whether people who can write with both hands have better brain power. There are some companies suggesting brain training to make an individual become ambidextrous can also boost their brain power. For example, whole brain power consulting is a revolutionary new brain training program developed by Michael Lavery, who describes himself as a pioneer in the field of applied neuroscience and brain function. Through a set of simple ambidextrous skill training, penmanship drills and memory drills, it promises to supercharge your mental circuits to boost your memory, beat stress, sharpen your thinking, lift your mood, sleep better and much more. Numerous websites further suggest that training yourself to use your non-dominant hand can unleash creativity, wrote neuroscientist and freelance writer Mo Costandi in The Guardian. While it is true that brain structure and function can be dramatically altered by new experiences and various kinds of training, the question of how ambidexterity training affects brain function is still largely unexplored. Mr. Costandi said, researchers say the evidence suggests ambidexterity, sometimes called mixed-handedness, can even have the opposite effect. In general, large population studies have shown no systematic relationship between variations in handedness and variations in intelligence. Professor Claire Brack, from Penn State University, author of Laterality, Exploring the Enigma of Left-handedness, told if anything, mixed-handedness is associated with lower levels of cognitive performance when compared to the cognitive performance of consistent right and left-handers.